Alright, here's my TD20 International Harvester crawler. I believe it's a 1960, somewhere around that year, I'm not exactly sure. It's a 200 series from what research I've done on it. That's really all I know about it. It's missing a rad and a blade. And the story behind that is, this was my grandfather's quite a few years ago, and he sold it to a couple guys, and they took the blade and the rad and also the winch on the back. But the whole thing is still sitting here, and that's what's left of it. Now, it did ram when he parked it, but that was 30 years ago, or even more. Not exactly sure. It was parked, and there was no trees here at the time. So it's been sitting a long time. I don't know if there's much hope for the old girl, because the bucket was off of it. I just put that on, I don't know, a year ago. I don't really know if it's even worth it. Let's get up here. Take a look. I believe there's nothing in it. Not like it's gonna matter. Pretty big dozer back in the day. Sad to see something like this come to an end in the woods. Really hate to see, I don't know if it's scrapped or anything, but I don't know how much hope there is for the motor. So, interesting thing with these dozers is it doesn't have a pony motor. It's gas over diesel. It's really weird. Got a distributor and a carb, and it pretty well fires up on gas, and you switch it over to diesel. They didn't have big enough starters to start something like this back in the day. Just runs off one or two 12-volt batteries. No seat, it's gone. Rotted away. Hole back here to the fuel tank. There's no way that's accurate. I have done a bit of research on it, but I'm just not sure what to do with it exactly. I know it's got water down in the cylinders, so I've tried turning it over. There's no hope for that. I almost guarantee you this is filled with water. If I go the right way. Was full of water. Still very wet. Not like it's really gonna matter a whole lot. I'm gonna pull the valve cover off and I'll have a peek in there. Show you guys what's in there. Working with limited tools. I'm only on my four-wheeler, so I didn't really plan on doing any work either. And you guys a tour. Valve cover off as expected. Obviously going to be rust for sitting as long as it has. Just God knows how much water it's filled up with, and everything else, leaves and probably even a mice nest or two in there. Now, whoever took the rad and the blade, where my grandfather sold it to, and the winch, they were at it, and they did do some damage to it. They must have tried getting it going at one point. I don't know if the valve spring pissed them off or what it was. There is some, now it's frozen with, I don't know what it is today, minus something, 14 or 13. So it's pretty cold. There is a valve rock rim. It does move. Rusted over. Some of them are rusted right shut. Don't know how much hope there is for the old pig. So how this operated, gas being gas over diesel, is, now I'm not 100% sure, so don't quote me on all this. There's a decompression lever somewhere because there's a different compression ratio, I believe, and you'd start it on gas, which I wish I could tell you how that was done. And I believe you either push or pull that in to switch it over and run your speed up, although that's seized up. That's just the gist of it. I don't really know 100%. That's just all the research and videos I've watched. There's not a whole lot around for something this old. Really do hate to see something like this go to its grave, but sometimes I'm not one to throw anything away either, so I don't know. Maybe I'll think about somehow getting it out of here. I'd have to cut a very big trail, get a piece of equipment in here, and pull this thing out of here, because any engine work like that, I wouldn't be doing it back here, I can tell you that. My grandfather also had, which he did park, he had this weird thing where he would use something for a while and park it for absolutely no reason at all, and it would never go anywhere. And this was just one of them. He also did that, I think, with the TD9 and another one of these, I believe. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to ask the guy who worked with him. But I know he had 2 TD20s roughly around the same year. But this one's still in one piece, and I think the other one got chopped up in a little bit. So. There it is.